Hello YouTube! Welcome back to Mr. J's amateur YouTube channel. And today, after playing Subnautica for quite a long time, this will be the third playthrough, I'm finally comfortable enough to take you on a tour of my base. It's not much, it's not extravagant, but it is mine. And there is quite literally no other base exactly like it. As you can see, it's got basically three main sections: a moon pool, the main tower, and the power generation system. Let's get a little closer. As you can see, I've added some windows here and there, so there are a few spots that you can see into. Sorry about the lag. It happens. These windows do cause a bit of a problem structure-wise, which is why these X-shaped reinforcements are there. And yes, I decided to go against the standard and not include foundations, because technically you don't need them. Let's go inside. As you can see, the moon pool is the only way in or out, and I figure, why have two entrances? As you can see, my Seamoth, which is lovingly dubbed Seamoth, is completely black. I did that on purpose. I'm doing all my vehicles in black because I'm thinking they'll be harder to spot by predators in certain parts of the game, unless of course they use echolocation, in which case I've got a few surprises in store for them. Here I have the modification station for the moon pool, and a mod station for other stuff. I've used it already and I'm going to use it again. But let's check out the main area because this area is boring. Here we have a pretty bare interior, but this is meant to be utilitarian. Garbage disposal, radio, fabricator, chargers for both types of power systems, and I even have a couple batteries installed. Forgot about those. Basically, this is where I do some work. And here we have the scanner, which I have upgraded. And as you can see, I can look for many different types of things. I even have a couple camera drones, which I'm not going to bother with because time is short on this vid. My camera isn't the best, and it doesn't have a lot of memory, so I gotta move through this fast. Here, if I want to do different upgrades, I can just use this fabricator. So many specialized fabricators. Personally, I find the range fabricator to work the best, or the word outtake. I find the range upgrade to be far superior to anything else you could put in there. So let's check out the lower regions first, so to speak. These ladders are a bit finicky. Hopefully future developments will get rid of that problem. Here we come to the storage section, and I've labeled things accordingly. I'm not going to get too far into it because it's really no point. It's just a storage section. Further down into a nice lit area, we have food and temporary water production. As you can see, I'm getting a little low, so I'll just do this. That helps me when I'm doing the main stuff. If I'm good on water but not good on food, I got Chinese potatoes and lantern fruits to top me off and ensure that I don't eat too many of one thing. Trust me, that's not good. Oh, and bulbo trees, because sometimes the marble melons do not grow fast enough, so it's good to have multiple options. farther down, at the lowest level of the main tower, we have the water purification system and salt production, which is extremely taxing. I recommend you avoid using even one of these unless you have the nuclear option, which I do, and I will show you. As you can see here, glass partition. I decided, why not make the base a little fancier with glass tubing. Here we have the top section of the 3-tier nuclear production section, a place to get rid of spent rods, a place to store rods that have yet to be used, and as you can see, all I have is one measly bit of uraninite, and hopefully once I get the prawn suit, that'll change. As you can see here, each one of the reactors is only working at 75% capacity, and hopefully that'll change soon. I can't talk today. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's just more of the same, but suffice it to say, I've got 3 nuclear reactors going almost full tilt, mainly to run these things, and thankfully it works. Okay, now going up past the previous sections, past here, up to the lowest portion of my alien containment, or big aquarium. And yes, those are 2, spoiler alert for those of you who don't watch Subnautica vids, cuttlefish. There are technically 5, but I'm not going to go after the other 3 because it was a headache the first time. Suffice it to say, I've got companionship, and in here we can actually enter the 2-tier containment and see up into my apartment. And yes, the cuttlefish have their own windows. I spoil them. Finally, we come to my apartment. And yes, that is a Markiplier doll, a car, and a gray hat. No, I'm not going to do any sound with this vid other than my voice because I don't want to risk some sort of copyright infringement. Suffice it to say, my voice should be enough. I mean, you can look up other Subnautica vids and listen to the sound. Meanwhile, as you can see, I have a plethora of fish. Not all the little fish, because I've yet to go into one certain area to get them all. I will eventually, but not right now. And yes, that peeper is trailing a certain enzyme that these fish desperately needed to stay pretty. As you can see here, I do have a bonefish, so I've gone to certain areas, but in case you haven't played the game yet, I'm not going to spoil it. And, yeah, I have a panoramic view of the outside, which, oh, look at that. It's gotten dark. I guess it's time to turn in. So yeah, that's my apartment, my base, and my experience of Subnautica so far. It's not much, but I enjoy it. And I hope this inspires you to do your own thing in the game, or at the very least, get or rent the game to play it yourself. Because as terrifying as some of the aspects of the game might be, especially if you're afraid of what might be hiding in shadowy deep water, I can relate. It's an ultimately fulfilling play for a simple crafting and survival game. So yeah, not much more to say except good night, because it's nighttime. And until we meet again, this is Mr. J signing out, reminding you the ocean is terrifying as F word. No, I don't swear. Good night.